Srivastava, the Managing Director at Redington, is with us now on the show. Rajiv, hi, good morning. Thank you so much for making time and speaking with TT now. First up, just wanted to begin by understanding your partnership that you've recently done with Google Cloud. Explain to us the rationale behind it, the scalability, and what does it mean for your revenue profile? What could be the incremental revenue?
Redington is going to drive the distribution adoption of Google Workspace and Google Cloud with a broad range of industry segments: education, SMBs, public sector, mid-market, and enterprise. And we are also hosting distribution and adoption of Google Chrome Enterprise in the country. Now you got to understand, Google Cloud is a very, very big lever for growth for the entire technology industry today. We are seeing in India a very sustained, at least about 24 to 25 percentage CAGR on cloud adoption in India over the next foreseeable future, at least 5 to 7 years, which means in the next 4 to 5 years, the industry is going to become almost about 14 to $15 billion. Now, that's a big segment of the market for Redington to capitalize on. And we are thinking our accelerated growth in the cloud segment, which happened to be 48% last year in the last quarter, should continue, and we should get to $1 billion in cloud over the next 4 to 5 years.
Mr. Srivastava, the company has been investing in building capabilities to expand its share of managed services, cloud licensing business. So what kind of growth rate are you expecting this business to clock going forward?
Our rate of growth in Q1 this year, most recent quarter that ended, was 48% year on year for the specific quarter. For the full year, it was upwards of 35%. So I think we've been having a very fantastic rate of growth. But the way the whole cloud adoption is taking place, it is happening across many, many, many workloads. So companies want to put more and more of their workloads, more and more activities that they do onto the cloud. So our job then becomes across a variety of revenue types. There is going to be a product revenue, which is an Amazon or a Google Cloud product, like I said, Chrome Enterprise or Google Workspaces or Amazon Cloud Services. And then apart from the product, you go and modernize the workspaces of customers, you go migrate them, and then you maintain them over the life cycle of the customer. So the revenue streams are going to be a few, which is of this nature: product, services, migration, modernization, and then long-term lifecycle management of the products, of the services. That's the way the whole industry is evolving. Now, what has happened is, specifically in customers like enterprise and the upper mid-market, there is an increased tendency to accelerate their digital journey. And when they try and accelerate the digital journey, almost always it is equal to, synonymous with, putting more workloads on the cloud. And that's how our partnerships with these hyperscalers like Google, Amazon is playing out so effectively for these customers to accelerate their journey towards a digital enterprise.
Right. Tell us a little bit about the demand trends that you are seeing, and whether or not you're seeing any down trading happening, and which brands then are doing better.
Two specific trends, and let me elaborate on both of them. One is the trend for consumers, which is there is obviously a reduction in work from home because more and more people are getting back to the offices. And there is also a reduction in learn from home. So both these segments of work from home, learn from home are seeing a plateauing or a subdued demand. Hopefully in India, with the festival season just around the corner, we expect that the home demand will again peak in the next couple of months. But on a steady state basis, learn from home, work from home are coming down. But also simultaneously, when people and more people are getting back into the office, the demand for commercial computing, both in products of PCs, server storage network, as well as applications, is really, really at an all-time high right now. So commercial enterprises, companies which have taken the shift towards a digital journey, because digital is a way of life. I mean, you can't really escape the digitalization of the organization now. Towards that end, when companies are trying to become more digital, the demand in the commercial space, SMBs, mid-market, enterprise, education sector is at an all-time high. So there's a balance between work from home, learn from home going a little subdued or plateauing, and and the technology requirements in the SMB, mid market, and enterprise segments really going through the roof right
Okay, Raji, since you talked about the festive season, let's talk a bit more about that. What's your own expectation in terms of how it's likely to pan out, A, with respect to demand, and secondly, what's the trend that you are watching out for when it comes to discounting?
I think two things are happening in the festive season. One is companies are launching a lot more products now. So you're getting a sense of new products, new launches, which always, new launches always accelerate consumer buying. So I think we're seeing that starting to take place. Right now, we are at the fag end of back to school program. So a lot of new students, college going students, or even school, higher upper school students, they've bought a lot of equipment, but the festive season, which is Diwali, Dashera around the corner, and all the way up to Christmas towards the end of the year, the holiday season, we do expect a very strong demand of the consumer products, which is all the new launches are facilitating towards that in the IT space. On the telecom space, which is new models of phones getting launched by Apple, by Samsung, that demand is very strong right now, and is only constrained by a supply situation. So we are in a good space right now from both IT as well as telco for demand through the rest of the year, calendar year, right now till the end of the holiday season, which is end of December.
And given the focus on Make in India with the iPhone now being made in the country, is there any benefit that you see for the company?
I think over time it will benefit. Right now, the way these global supply chains work, and it's not true for Apple, it's true for every other company. These global supply chains are really driven by global requirements, global demands. And companies like Samsung, Apple, or even HP, Dell, Lenovo, for that matter, when they manufacture in a particular country, whether it's China or India, they would have a global supply chain in mind. So they fulfill the requirements of all countries, not necessarily the country in which they manufacture. Otherwise, that will be a absolute downer. So but what it does over time is it optimizes the cost. You manufacture in the country, there are some cost savings which start to come into you because the logistics is a big saver, and so are some taxes and duties. The whole duty structure gets rationalized for the country of manufacture. So you start to see benefits as you move forward over time because the cost equation will help to increase penetration because people will tend to buy more because the costs are stabilized or lesser.
Rajiv, given the geopolitical landscape and the supply chain issues, do you foresee a risk when it comes to supply and delivery for, say, bulk or B2B orders?
We were challenged by supplies over the last 1 year, and in the last quarter, the supply chain situation has really stabilized. It has become much better. There are certain elements, certain parts of the technology overall portfolio that still continue to be lagging in supply situations. So networking equipments, for instance, they're a big lag and a big drag right now. They are not coming through as quickly as we would want. But everything else, which is PCs, networking, PCs, servers, storage, all of those elements, all of those parts of our portfolio, all those products, they are in good supply. Now, when you do large projects require all elements of the value chain. They require PCs, network, software, storage, every single thing. And in case you are missing any one product in the value chain, the delivery of large projects can get delayed, which is what we are forcing. Which is what we are seeing right now. We are seeing a delayed delivery on account of large projects just because some product or the other, especially in the networking range, like I said, is a long lead cycle right now, whereas all the others have normalized.
Great to have you on the show today and give us all that insight. Good speaking with you. That's the word coming in from Redington.